Welcome to another episode of the Love Yourself Movement podcast. This is where I take my ideas from my mind and put it on your screens. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, grab whatever. Let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. So this week, what I want to talk about is value and understanding your value, remembering your value. And one thing that has been impacting me recently is I've been allowing other people's opinion of me to impact how I value and view myself. And it wasn't such a wise decision because somebody's view of me shouldn't change my value. And it was bugging me. And somehow this random analogy came in my head and it changed everything for me. So I started viewing my value as a currency. And the scenario played off in my head that if you go to a random store, let's say in London, or let's say you go India, and you go there with $1 million TT and you hand somebody that, if they are not aware of the value, they would say, you're handing me paper money, handing me monopoly money. What are you giving me? This is worthless. But again, if I come in Trinidad and I were to hand somebody $1 million TT, again, hug up, kiss up, even during COVID. So that changed my mindset. Is like, okay, just because I see myself having so much value, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to find me valuable. Just because I have $1 million TT in value, I don't have $1 million. I real broke. Let me just clear that up one time. I real poor. Real poor. I didn't get paid for this. So, even if you bring value to the table, if the person isn't able to recognize that value or doesn't need that value, to them it's worthless. So to the person in India, that $1 million TT, that's nothing. That's what are you bringing that for me for? Maybe if somebody is knowledgeable about TT money, they'll be like, oh, thanks, I'm seeing the value in this. But to the person who doesn't know, they wouldn't see the value. And for us, getting that rejection from somebody who doesn't see value in what we have shouldn't impact us. It should just be a realization of, okay, well, clearly you don't understand what I'm offering. Clearly you don't appreciate what I'm offering. So let me just walk away. But we get so hung up on everybody needing to accept us, everybody needing to understand our value, that we're like, oh my gosh, this person doesn't see value in me. I'm worthless. I need to change. I need to, you know, fix everything about me so that this person can accept me. And we don't really focus on the people who would accept us. We aren't focusing on the banks that will accept us in terms of the currency analogy, obviously. You know, that there's a whole country, and even in the Caribbean, that money would be worth something to somebody. But as soon as you step out of that realm, step out of that area, people aren't going to see that value. So don't let others tell you you're worthless. Understand that you have value. Understand that you have value and remember that you have value, but also remember that your value doesn't stick with everybody. Everybody is not going to treat you the same way you'll treat yourself. And it's up to you to put those boundaries in place so that if you realize that, hey, somebody's not appreciating me, somebody is not valuing me the way I want to be valued, you put that boundary and be like, yo, I'm worthless. You know, as somebody said, I real sweet. So if you can't see what I offering, well then it it makes no sense. There's no correlation. There's nothing there because you can't see the diamond in front of you, and there's no hard feelings because okay, you can't see the diamond. You might be interested. You might not even like diamonds. There's some people who don't like gold. They prefer silver. So you give them gold and be like, thanks, but the gold still worth something, not so. So all of this is to say, remember your value, remember your worth. And that goes into relationships and business and even with job applications and stuff like that. Like really think about it, like the amount of resumes and stuff you would send out and people would say, oh no, nah, we're good. Yeah, and you just get rejection after rejection after rejection. That doesn't mean you're worthless. That doesn't mean your skills aren't valuable. It just means that to whoever you're selling it to whoever you're going up to, it isn't for them. It isn't what they want. And We might feel some type of way about it, but eventually we will find somebody who has those skills, who wants our skills, who wants our service. And it's better to wait. It's better to maintain your standard and maintain those boundaries and wait for the person who's actually looking for those skills, looking for those traits, who's going to value you for who you are now rather than force yourself, cut parts of yourself out and put yourself in such an uncomfortable space that you're not yourself anymore for them to accept you, because then they're not accepting you, they're accepting what you think they want. So then when do you really get to be you? When do you get to value yourself? When do you get to appreciate who you are and love yourself? So values are very, very important thing. And I think that when growing up, and even now, we don't really speak about value that much. We, in situations, we may just be like, whatever, and just be like, well, if that's you, that's you. And it's more of a defense mechanism rather than building up our confidence about ourselves and being like, nah, I really have something to offer. Because as much as we'll be like, that's you. If you don't care about me, you don't care about me. And that's wherever you are clung. You didn't really believe that you had the worth. You just had an issue with the person not accepting you the way you wanted to be accepted. So there's a difference. Let me explain again. So because the person didn't accept you, you were upset. So yes, you was just like, whatever, and you left the person alone. But you were more upset that the person didn't accept you rather than accepting that you had something to offer and it was simply just not a match. So when you lash out to the person who doesn't value you, it's like, why bother to do that? It's like when we were toddlers and we had those little shapes, like, you have the star shape and you have the circle hole. When you was young, you're taking that star shape and you're just trying to shove it in the circle hole. You're just trying to push it in the hole. And it's not going to fit. It's not going to go in. Why? Because the star isn't supposed to go in that circle hole. You need a circle for the circle hole, and you need a star shape hole to put the star in. So we need to maintain that, maintain the currency, maintain shapes, that not everything that you have to offer is what everybody wants. You're not going to be everybody's type. You're not going to be the person everybody wants you to be. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that. Respect their opinion as well. And be like, I understand you. I respect your thoughts. But because of how I'm set up, it's either you treat me and understand that there are differences and I'm going to maintain my value, or I just go and bounce because it doesn't make sense. So that whole thing is just like, like I was really sitting on there for a long time, wondering about value, wondering about, when do people really teach us that we're valuable, It has that scene where, you smart, you is beautiful. I think I'm messing that up. I'll probably put that in between, but yeah, it's like, do people really tell each other that? Like really and truly, like, would you be talk to your friend and be like, like, you're all smart, like, don't let people make you feel like you're stupid, you're worth something. Don't let that man or that girl or whatever you're into, no judgment, treat you like less than you are. Know your value, right? Because I feel like if we start to value each other and value ourselves, we treat people differently. Because if I value myself, I know what I want and I know my value. So I treat myself in a certain way. And because I understand that I have value, that also means that this other person has value as well. Just because I may not see that value, that doesn't give me the right or give me any reason to disrespect them. I may not appreciate what they're offering, but at the same time, human being, somebody is going to appreciate that. So it's almost like you walk in a store, you go in a store and everything in here, nah, me I want nothing inside of here. Okay, well, just come out the store and go. You're not going to stand up there and go to the owner of the store. So, excuse. So, ma'am, everything in the store don't make sense. I don't like what you have in the store. And I'm going to stand up here until you fix everything up inside of here. I could go up in BMW and be like, you know what? Actually, no. Sorry. let me be specific. Let's go with the mini. I honestly don't like minis. They look eh. Performance wise, they're good, but I personally don't like it. I don't see the value in it, and not gonna spend money like that. If I had money like that, like if I could have win the lotto or something like that, but I don't change the value of the car because Mini slash BMW know the worth of that car, so it doesn't matter. I can't just walk in there and be like, all your minis is trash. I don't like a mini, so that mini that you sell it for X amount, I need it for $5 because I believe that should be worth $5. Nobody gonna take me seriously. Just gonna wait until I leave, call security or call police, and I get rough up. So apply that same mindset of cars, of currency, of shapes to your value. Apply it to yourself. Understand that once you assess your value, know your value. Don't let nobody tell you you're worth less than you are. Understand your value and understand as time progresses, as you improve, your value is going to improve as well. So don't let nobody be like, nah, you switch up your feel, you're bigger than we, whatever. It's not I feel like I'm bigger than you. It's that I understand my value. And I know because of my value, you have to treat me with a certain level of respect. And if you're not doing it, right out. No hard feelings, nothing like that. But I know my boundaries, I know my standards. Either match them or walk out. And once you could have that sense of mentality about your value and everything like that, you're going to improve yourself. You're going to improve your quality of life. And I feel like you're going to experience less stress because you're not going to entertain people in your circle or entertain people in your love life or anything who are going to try and tell you you're less than. And anybody who tell you you're less than, you're just like, okay, I appreciate that you don't appreciate me. And by appreciate, I mean respect, that I'm not going to fight you down on it. Because as I said, I don't like the mini, but the mini is still an expensive car. I could appreciate your opinion. I don't agree with your opinion, but I understand that my money, my shape, and the value of my car is not the same as I thought it would be in this establishment with this person, and I'll walk out. So I feel like this was like a little complete rant about understanding your value and stuff, but it was really something I wanted to sit down and talk about. I didn't even write down points or anything about it. I just wanted to get that out there. So if you enjoyed, if you found this interesting, feel free to share. Feel free to share. Feel free to like. Actually, just share and save it. Save it for a later day. Save it for a day when somebody tell you that you're not worthless. Because there are people who will tell you that. And you might forget this. You might forget this conversation. So save it. Save it to remember it, to play it another day. Share it so that your friends would know that you have value. Share it with a friend so that they would know that they have value. So that everybody in the team would understand the collective value and raise their value. So, this was the Love Yourself Movement podcast. This was this week's episode. And thank you very much. I'll probably see you all Valentine's Day, maybe, or maybe next fortnight when it's supposed to have a new episode. So, thank you and goodbye.